7th. Have the invocation by Commissioner Keller, Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Grogan. Then we'll have the roll call. Stand, please.
Heavenly Father, as we gather here this evening, as always, we ask the wisdom to make the good decisions that we need to move our city forward. We ask a blessing on all of our citizens. As we come up on President's Day coming up this month, Lord, we ask a blessing on our president and all he's going through as he starts his new term. We ask a blessing on all of our first responders for all of that they do, keeping us safe. Please, Lord, keep them safe. And especially we ask a blessing on our military. Wherever they are in the world, keep them safe and bring them home to us. We ask all of this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Grogan?
Here.
Commissioner Wilson? Present. Mayor Johnson?
Here.
Commissioner Firstner? Commissioner Keller?
Here.
All right, proclamations, presentations. Proclamation by, I'm going to have Commissioner Keller read the Crossing Guard Appreciation Day.
Thank you, Mayor. Proclamation, whereas many children must travel to and from school each day on foot or by bicycles, and whereas the streets and the byways are overcrowded with trucks and all manner of motorized vehicles, and whereas the safety of our children is the utmost concern, and whereas we owe a debt of gratitude to our school crossing guards, and whereas these dedicated people stand out in the rain, heat, and cold day after day to ensure the safety and well-being of our children, and whereas day after day as we send our children off to school or as we drive past these dedicated people, we tend to take them for granted. And whereas it is appropriate that the Ocoee School Crossing Guards, as well as the school crossing guards, be recognized for their dedication and commitment to keeping our children safe. Now, therefore, the City Commission of the City of Ocoee does hereby declare February 3rd, 2017 as Crossing Guard Appreciation Day.
Is any crossing guard here? Or is Charlie, you want to take it? Give it to him? Huh? Okay, all right, thank you. All right, we'll have another one here. It's the Black History Month proclamation. Whereas in 1976, Black History Month was formally adopted to honor and affirm the importance of black history throughout our American spirits. And whereas the history of people of African heritage goes back thousands of years and includes some of the greatest, most advanced, and innovative societies in the history of human existence that we can all draw inspiration from. And whereas from the early days of the pioneers to our present-day leaders, African Americans have played a significant role in the history of Florida State's economic, culture, spiritual, and political development. And whereas Black History Month is a time for all Americans to remember the stories and teaching of those who helped build our nation, took a stance against prejudice to build lives of dignity and opportunity, advance the cause of civil rights, and strengthen families and communities. And whereas during Black History Month, all Americans are encouraged to reflect on past successes and challenges of African Americans and look to the future to continue to improve society so that we can live up to the ideals of freedom, equity, and justice. Now, therefore, the City Commission of the City of Ocoee does hereby declare the month of February 2017 as Black History Month. Okay. We have a presentation of check by Assistant Director of Parks and Recreation Mark Johnson to the Christian Service Center as the beneficiary of proceeds from the Chick-fil-A 5K run and Kids Fun Run during the 2017 Founders Day celebration.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, Assistant City Manager. We're here tonight to present the beneficiary check for the 2016 Founders Day Chick-fil-A 5K run. Each year we pick a different benefactor for the race, and they go through a few procedures to become the benefactor, and they got to attend all the meetings on race day. They got to be there, help out with the water stations, that kind of thing. But I'm gonna give the floor to Beth Otts from Chick-fil-A. Let her give a shout out to a few more sponsors, that kind of stuff.
Thank you. We just are blessed to be here tonight to be able to present this check to the Christian Service Center, which is a local nonprofit. If you're not familiar with them, they're right here in Ocoee on Franklin. The Christian Service Center offers several services, if you're not aware of them, but one of the ones that we're involved with and we love to be a part of is the Daily Bread. That's where they, no questions asked, you can get a free meal daily, 6 days a week, and sometimes it is provided as well on Sunday. If you don't know about it, please look them up. Find out what's going on in our community. You certainly, they love volunteers. They love people to come out and take care of the lunches, help in any way. And that's what our money tonight will go back to help the Christian Service Center. This was our 6th annual 5K. Could not do it without the city of Ocoee. We thank you, Mayor and Commissioners, for being a part of that. Parks and Rec, huge part. Our police department, our fire department, very thankful for everything you do to make that run special. Dr. William Fravel's office, they couldn't be here tonight. They run the Kids Fun Run. They're a huge support. Florida Hospital. We have several other local community people that we couldn't do this without. Our next one is November 4th, 2017. It'll be a Saturday, so you've got 10 months to train. Start now. It's just a 5K, so we'd like to grow it. We'd like to get more families out involved. We're going to do some things, some fun things this year to hopefully bring out more kids as well. But we look forward to seeing you guys. And again, every year, a local nonprofit can apply. The applications go online with the city. And there's always going to be a benefactor that's here locally in Ocoee that's going to go back into our own community to help. And again, tonight we're just thrilled to be able to give the check this evening to Christian Service Center. It looks like it's $909 we're giving to the Christian Service Center tonight, and Commissioner Wilson is representing the Christian Service Center.
Come out front.
I have cows and calendars. I'm going to pass out. Anybody? Till we run out, we have them. Yeah, cows and calendars.
As soon as Nelda gets back, we'll start. We're going to have next will be the comments from the citizens and the public. We have a item on the back of the speaking and things, so it tells you 3 minutes, and we'll set the timer. Melody?
Yep.
So the first one will be Mark Pester.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. Mark Pester, a resident of Ocoee, 3390 Fawnwood Drive. And I would like to thank the city for helping with the free baseball camp that we did last fall. Worked with the Little League and the police department and Parks and Rec. It was a fantastic event. Over 250 kids came out for free baseball camp. It was a wonderful time. The city was really good to work with. Right now we're looking at another free event for the citizens of the area. It's the Empowering Women Seminar, scheduled for May 13th. It's a Saturday. We're looking to hold that at the Ocoee Lakeshore Center. The initial plan was for 300 women. Understand the accommodation there is about $289, so that'll be fine. It's a full day, and able to help them understand that they are much more than often they see that they are. And it's just to do a really good work with the women in the area. The event is no charge for anything, the materials, anything that's handed out there. There's nothing being sold at all. The lunch, everything is included for free. And so we're asking if the city would help us to put this on by waiving the fee for Lakeshore Center for that event.
Jeff, come up. You have the date, Jeff? Has he talked to you about the date?
Yes, he's been in contact with our department. The date is available.
All right, now we'll bring it to the, okay, hang on a minute. Discussions here at the board.
I believe we've discussed this many times, and I'd like to go ahead and make a motion for the city's cost.
Can you give us what the cost is?
No, yeah, Jeff?
Well, to rent the facility on a weekend, the costs are determined by the use and by the organization or individual.
Well, I'm talking the city's cost, how it costs us for, put people there to clean up afterwards, that type of cost. What does it cost the city to open that place up?
That'd be approximately, based on a 8-hour use time, that would be about $450.
So my motion would be not to exceed 450, but I think we can fine tune that to the exact cost of the city.
Are you saying charge the 450?
Correct, no more than 450, which would be the city's cost. All I would say is to make a motion for the city's cost. I mean,
All right.
as many times we give it out, and as the Lake Shore Center, I think we've all discussed this many times before, and it actually, if we give it out for free, it's not free. It's costing the taxpayers $450. So, my motion is to at least recoup the taxpayers' money, and with no additional charge, no charge above and beyond for the facility.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Commissioner Grogan, seconded by Commissioner Keller. All right,
I have discussion.
go ahead.
Okay. I guess it's been known, I do not believe that on a weekend we should be giving out the Lake Shore Center. I think the Lake Shore Center costs the city quite a bit. I think we made a precedence where we have not given out the Lake Shore Center. What I was looking at, if, again, you're looking at 289, and there's also the issue of you're going to be serving food. How does that fit with the with the food plan within the Lake Shore Center? And also, are we better, we've offered the other facilities in the past, the other programs to use that we have at no charge. I mean, we have done that to no charge to like the Adair Center if it's available. And I tend not to want, and I mean, I will be the one that will probably vote against it because I do not like to give up the facility of the Lake Shore Center on a weekend. And I think with other facilities we have, that if that's something that can accommodate, I like to see those given out at no charge to our residents for different functions.
All right, Commissioner Keller, any comments?
I don't see where we're giving it away. At least we're covering our costs, which I think is what we really need to do. As long as we're doing that, I don't have a problem with this. It's a relatively close date. We're talking May. We don't have anybody signed up for that already, so I don't have a problem. I think this is a good program. Everything you're doing is free that you're giving out. Obviously, and I think as Commissioner Grogan said, we still have to cover our costs. So I have a hard time just no charging the Lake Shore Center. So to get just what it'll cost us to take care of it and our staff, I don't have a problem with that.
All right, what I would ask you is, in your 289 people,
I believe that's the maximum
you have
capacity.
where they live?
Sorry?
If it's people live in the city, if it was all the people living in the city, you know, it would be a different case. But how many of them live in the city and how many of them don't?
I do not know that
See,
right now.
It's not just for the city people, it's for everybody, right?
Yes.
That's what I meant. Okay. All right, I don't have a problem doing the 450. We have to do something, so, which,
Is he interested in the 450? That's fine.
well, he'll have to tell us that.
I think that sounds like a very fair proposition.
Okay. All right, any more discussion? No more discussion, let's vote.
I guess I'll go.
All right, motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Commissioner Wilson. All right,
Thank you so much.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You can get with Jeff. Okay, next comments is, we'll go with Mike Alexander.
Mr. Allen, is this regarding the PBA?
Yes.
I just want to advise the City Commission that we're in the installation period. We have a hearing date set for the impasse hearing We believe, and we've been advised by our labor council, that it's a violation. It's a unfair labor practice to have any discussions without the parties represented. So if you choose to speak, that's on the union, but I caution the city commissioners not to respond, not to ask questions, not to respond to questions. If they're going to speak, let them speak, but not engage in a discussion.
All right, you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, all. My name is Mike Alexander. I'm a police officer with the city of Ocoee. I've been here for 23 years. I've been a patrol sergeant for 13 years. I'm also one of our union representatives. When I was in the police academy, I remember instructors talking about the stresses of police work. Talked about responding to bank robberies, fights, domestics, etc. No one ever mentioned the stress of battling with your employer over fair benefits. I love my job and I love working for the city. This is a great place to live and work. I get that negotiating a contract is a give and take between both parties. However, we're not just negotiating with the city. You spent money on a labor attorney to essentially fight against us. This same attorney was used by Winter Guard to negotiate against their officers. This same attorney was quoted during negotiations as saying, quote, "If you think that you're going to sit here and tell us you're heroes and risk your lives, it's not going to work on us. We don't care." That's what we're up against. Police work's not like a civilian job. We work 24/7 every day, nights and holidays. We're not in the safe confines of an office. When others run from danger, we run into the danger. We wear body armor and we carry a gun. We're put in situations where we have to make split-second decisions that can have life-altering consequences. That split-second decision can then be scrutinized by everyone for months and years to come. We have to be prepared to save a life or take a life every day. Every day we're at work, we're one incident or one radio call away from making national news. Think about that. How many other jobs can say that? Several of our officers responded to the Pulse nightclub. They pulled victims out of the carnage. Our officers were first on scene in Windermere when Officer Robbie German was shot and killed. Our officers responded when Deputy Scott Pine was shot and killed outside of Windermere. Our officers responded to Orlando just last month to assist in the search for Lieutenant Deborah Clayton's killer. This isn't Mayberry anymore. Last year, 140 officers in America were killed in the line of duty. And as I'm sure you're aware, the media and much of the public haven't been very kind to us the last couple of years. Police work's stressful enough. It's so stressful that the state of Florida made a law called the Heart and Lung Act. The law basically says if an officer gets any kind of heart or lung illness, it's automatically considered being work-related. That's due to the stresses of our job. The main issue that we're at impasse over is the retirement benefit. We've asked for a 2% cost of living increase in our retirement. We agreed to increase our contribution and turn over some other money, but we've met with firm resistance. Since I started here in 1993, we've had 100 officers that have come and gone from the police department. 100. Guess how many officers or sergeants from that group made it to full retirement? 2. Only 2. 1 officer and 1 sergeant. An officer working for Orlando PD can retire after 20 years and get a 2% COLA at 55. Orange County can get a 3% COLA after 25 years. So we're not asking for something out of the norm. Our city is growing by leaps and bounds. We have many new subdivisions being built, the city center development, and our project to vitalize downtown. Do we want to attract and retain quality officers here, or do we want our agency to be a training ground for other officers so they can go to another agency and get better benefits? Thank you for your time and for supporting your police officers.
David Ogletree.
Hello, good evening. My name is David Ogletree. I'm the Vice President of Central Florida PBA, but I'm also an officer of this department, and I care deeply about this department. I can stand up here and speak all night about this, but looking at the way the city is going, I'm excited about it. I think all your employees are excited about it. I'm sure you guys are excited about it. There's something that is alarming, though, and I'm sure there's a plan in place. But my message is to the public of this city. this great city, great suburb of Orlando, is that there's some nights when the officers are understaffed, okay? And it's been like that for about 10-plus years now. And we're one call away from it being a disaster or a crisis to where response times might slow down. And I look at multiple buildings of multiple stories going up, and I like it. I like the idea. The one thing that concerns me, though, is the number of officers this department has. And I think from a union standpoint, it's our job to let the citizens know that we need to hire officers. And like I said, I'm sure the city is well aware of that, and they have this plan, and we appreciate that plan. But the other thing is that during contract negotiations, there's been direction that some of our officers, the top-out pays are not as good as other city employees, such as a code enforcement officer, crime scene investigator, and community service officer. And we just want the same benefits as those employees. We've been working now since 2015 without any raises, and we're currently in negotiations with the city that led to different paths. And now we have an unfair labor practice, and we're looking forward to move past that. But it seems like it's just been milking and milking the time away from our officers to get this done. And we want this done. We want to move on with something fair. We want everybody to move on. That way this city can grow and get back to where we were, and all our employees can have a great experience and enjoy their job a lot more time, a lot more than what's going on right now with the morale. So, Mayor, Commissioners, Assistant City Manager, members of the public, employees with the city that are here, thank you for your time.
Anybody else in the audience have anything to say? No, we'll come back to the podium. We have the staff reports. We have Assistant City Manager Craig Shatter tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. We have a couple of changes. Item number 5 is the MVP Grants Award. In the original staff report, there was a duplicate of the Lake Olympia HOA item. In that, it didn't affect the overall amount awarded, recommended. There's a corrected staff report in front of you, and the city clerk has a copy of the corrected staff report. It was just a duplicate entry, did not affect the overall award amounts. Item number 10, which is the PUD and preliminary final site plan for the park at 429, formerly known as East Crown Industrial. That item is being postponed and re-advertised, and the city attorney at the appropriate time can advise you on how to handle the public hearing. That's all I have at this time.
Just Mayor and Commissioner, so when we get, we can announce it again once we get to item 10, but item 10 will not be discussed tonight. That will be postponed. There's not a date set, but that will be re-advertised when that date is determined.
Is it re-advertised as a first reading and second reading, or we're doing a first reading, so it's postponed for the second reading?
There's no 2 readings. This is just a public hearing on approval of the site plan, so it'll just be re-advertised for that public hearing.
All right. Okay, any more? Craig?
No, sir. That's it.
All right. Commissioner's announcement. Commissioner Keller.
None at this time.
Commissioner Wilson.
Not at this time.
Commissioner Grogan.
None at this time, thank you.
All right. Charter Review Commission meeting meets every third Wednesday of each month at 7 p.m. here in City Hall. The next scheduled meeting is Wednesday, February the 15th. Food truck and movie in the park is Friday, February the 17th from 6 p.m. through 9 p.m. at Bill Breeze Park. This month's movie is Finding Dory. Movie starts at 7:30. Each February, the City of Ocoee formally recognizes Black History Month. the city's Human Relations Diversity Board holds an essay contest for Ocoee schools. A special ceremony is held to announce the winners of the student essay contest. This year's Black History Essay Contest award ceremony will be held at the Ocoee Lakeshore Center on Thursday, February the 23rd at 7 p.m. The district and commission has been formed to serve as an advisory body to the city commission with respect to the redistricting of the 4th single-member districts of the city of Ocoee. The first district and commission meeting is scheduled for Monday, February the 27th at 6:30 p.m. here in City Hall. All right. We'll go to the consent agenda.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Keller, seconded by Commissioner Wilson to approve the consent agenda. Any more comments? If not, let's vote. All right, go to, well, we're going to, number 10 we skipped. Go to the first.
Yeah, if there's anyone here for,
Well, he didn't say that.
No,
for
I know,
item
I just-
10, the park at 429
He's got it
PUD,
left.
there will be no discussion on that item. That'll be postponed to a different night. Look for the advertisements of when that public hearing will be.
All right, H, first reading of ordinances. First reading of ordinance for Silver Star Road Plan Unit Development, PUD annexes and PUD rezoning, land use plan, and preliminary subdivision plan. City Planner Rumor.
This is first reading, so I'll just go ahead and do the reading of the annexation ordinance. This is an ordinance of the City of Ocoee, Florida, annexing into the corporate limits of the City of Ocoee, Florida, certain real property containing approximately 10.91 acres located at 8600 Silver Star Road pursuant to the application submitted by the property owners. Finding said annexation to be consistent with the Ocoee Comprehensive Plan, the Ocoee City Code, and the Joint Planning Area Agreement, providing for and authorizing the updating of official city maps, providing direction to the city clerk, providing for severability, repealing inconsistent ordinances, providing for an effective date. And let me go ahead and read the title to the rezoning ordinance. This is an ordinance of the City of Ocoee, Florida, changing the zoning classification from Orange County A1 to Ocoee Planned Unit Development PUD on certain real property containing approximately plus or minus 10.91 acres located at 8600 Silver Star Road pursuant to the application submitted by the property owners. Finding such zoning to be consistent with the Ocoee Comprehensive Plan, providing for and authorizing the revision of the official city zoning map, repealing inconsistent ordinances, providing for severability, providing for an effective date.
The public hearing is yet to be scheduled, Mayor. We have a school board meeting to go to on the site, then we will advertise and hold the second reading public hearing
Okay.
very soon.
I already did that, so we can move right on to 12.
Go to 12 now. All right, first reading of ordinance for amending City Code, Chapter 115, to provide for code enforcement abatement cost recovery through a citywide special assessment district.
Let me go ahead and read.
I'm sorry. Support Services, Al Buck.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and read the title to that ordinance. This is an ordinance of the City of Ocoee, Florida, amending Chapter 115 of the City of Ocoee Code relating to nuisances, establishing the city as a special assessment district for purposes of noticing, remedying, and collecting costs for remedying nuisances, providing for imposition of non-ad valorem assessments for unpaid costs for remedying nuisances, providing for appeal of determination by the city, providing for severability, providing for codification, providing an effective date.
Any comments?
Yes, just to let you know that this is going to add the ability for us to put special assessments on the tax bills to collect the abatements, the cost to the city for abating nuisances such as boarding up a house or tearing down a house that's partially burned down, those types of things where the city is out a sum of money. As it's currently structured, it would not include code violation fines, but would deal with those instances when the city is out of pocket. Only those properties where we actually have that type of thing would be subject to the assessment.
Look it up. He don't know. The second one will be on the public hearing scheduled for February the 21st at 2017. Move over to number 13. Regular agenda. Discussion regarding the designation of the code enforcement special magistrate pursuant to ordinance number 2017-005. Attorney Cookson.
All right, at the last, I think it was the last meeting, we adopted a resolution to allow for a special magistrate to hear code enforcement matters with a kind of a bifurcation of code enforcement matters with both having the special magistrate and the code enforcement board having authority to hear code enforcement matters, but primarily designating the special magistrate to hear commercial cases or non-residential cases. It could be more than just commercial properties, with the code enforcement board retaining primary jurisdiction for cases that involve residential properties. The next step is to appoint a special magistrate. The city already has a special magistrate on staff hearing red light violations, and the staff recommendation is to move forward with retaining that same special magistrate on kind of a trial period through September to hear our code enforcement cases. The proposal is that he would charge $180 an hour, and we would have those on the same day that we have the red light cases. So we'd have the red light cases in the morning, the code enforcement cases in the early afternoon. The $180 an hour found to be consistent with other special magistrates in the area. We will, of course, be saving our code enforcement attorney presently attends the code enforcement meetings, would not be needed for the special magistrate hearings, so we would save on code enforcement board attorney costs, which are $190 an hour, in place of having the special magistrate at $180 an hour. So staff recommendation is to move forward with the contract with Andrew Hand of the Shepherd Smith Cassidy Law Firm to allow him to serve as a special magistrate at the hourly rate of $180 an hour.
John?
I just got, I got kind of a question here for you, Scott.
Sure.
If, say a matter comes up, a matter on residential, that has to do with residential, that we're allowing the board to make decisions on, if that should be found to be not consistent with what the recommendations should be, can the magistrate override that? Do they have the authority to do that if it's like out in left
Way
field?
out there, no. We can't change the procedure to allow the special magistrate to kind of serve as an appellant, like where you would appeal to the special magistrate for that, no. It would still be governed by the decision of that code enforcement board. Now, we do have some flexibility in the ordinance that you passed, that if we think that this is just not appropriate for the code enforcement board, maybe because there's a conflict or a confusing issue, then there is some discretion for the city manager to make that matter appear before the special magistrate instead of appearing before the code enforcement board.
And that would be done ahead of time?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
So
thank you.
we need to file, so once we have a case, it either needs to be filed with the code enforcement board or filed with the special magistrate. So it would be determined at that time which avenue it would be filed with.
Okay, thank you.
Be happy to make a motion.
Yep. Anybody else have any discussion?
Make the motion to
I was
approve.
waiting to see if
Okay.
anybody wanted to make any comments before I made
I thought they said no.
No. He made some that somebody else might want to do. Somebody has, so now we'll have a motion. Anybody want to make a motion?
Go ahead, Missouri.
I guess I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Wilson,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Keller. No more discussion, let's vote.
Oh, it's just funny that the motion was very interesting because you make a motion before we ever had a discussion on the previous item. So I guess it's a matter of who's making the motion.
All right.
Yes, that's the matter. That's the factor. No, I just thought it was just a factor of who made the motion would be.
Comments, Commissioner,
Comments.
no more staff actions? All right, Commissioner comments, Commissioner Grogan.
No, Mayor, I have no comments tonight.
Commissioner Wilson.
Yes, I do. We are taking applications for the 2017 12th Annual Spring Fling, which will be taking place on March 11th. The applications are available online. If any vendors would like to participate in that program is a free program offered at the Bilbreeze Park. It is a way that we, as a city, can focus on safe behavior, focus on enlightening our community on different programs. Most of our city departments are going to be there displaying what they do within the city. We have different vendors that are going to be there. There is free hot dogs, free drinks, soda, and popcorn, things of that nature. And again, it's from 10 to 3. The program is, again, trying to get our community to be enlightened on what's going on within our community and for our community members to come down and enjoy a day of free activities. It's a great day, fun day.
Is that it?
That's it.
Commissioner Keller.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one. Little League Parade is February 25th at 8 a.m., starting at the middle school. So make sure you come on out and support all of our youth with when they have the parade that day. And good luck to everybody, all teams for the season. That's all, Mayor.
All right, we'll make a few comments about some things in the city. One of the issue is about the revitalization of the downtown. I want Al Butler, where's Al? Where did Al go? Also, in the discussions of this thing, I asked the city manager, which has been acting city manager, Shadrick, and staff to come up with some kind of date that we can have another public hearing, or not a public hearing, but a public meeting where we can discuss the downtown revitalization with everybody, citizens, to give them the straight scoop, as I would say, on what's going on in the city, because there's a lot of misconceptions going around about what's happening with our downtown. Do you want to make a comment?
Mayor, I just real quickly, you all recall that Al and I both presented an update on the project list that was approved by the Commission for the Downtown Master Plan a couple meetings ago. And one of the things that I mentioned was we were planning a major public community meeting to go over where we are now with implementation now that we have this master plan. And we will have that date out soon. We will be advertising that on all the various forms of media that we used previously to create such a widely successful round of public engagement with the master plan. So we're anticipating a lot of people will be there. Also, we want to dispel any misconceptions that are out there, because there have been a couple of attorneys that have been sending letters to residents asking to represent them in eminent domain cases, and we haven't really determined what property we need yet, and we're going to need a lot less than the general public is probably anticipating at this time. So we'll be advertising that community meeting. We anticipate it'll be in about a month.
All right. Al, do you have any comments to make on it?
The only thing we've been working on is just trying to solicit proposals for design professionals to help us get started on the various projects, and that's underway now. And of course, until we have some designs, there's no way we can identify any specific properties that we might be needing to acquire. But at this time, we're not trying to acquire any properties associated with any of those projects.
All right, thank you.
Mayor, I have a comment, if you don't mind, on that.
Do I need to recognize you?
No, you don't need to recognize.
Go ahead.
I've been involved in a lot of these projects really from the developer side as opposed to the city side. And I just want to say that the city staff has really, I think, gone out of the way to advertise and to keep the public informed and to hold meetings and involve the public in this process, more so than I've ever seen take place in another municipality. And it's a shame when that word, as much effort as the city has put into this, that misinformation gets out there. And, I guess it's just a testament that you can do all you can, but at the end of the day, some people, through lack of information or whatever, get the wrong impression. So I just wanted to mention to the commissioners that I think staff has really gone above and beyond in keeping the public involved in the process and trying to get the correct information out there.
Mayor? One other thing I wanted to add to the commission in particular, if you do have people calling you with questions that are receiving letters soliciting them from various consultants out there, please direct them to City Hall, and we'll make sure that appropriate staff sits down and spends quality time with them, making sure that they understand what the actual truth is. Thank you.
Couple items, and it's pretty much straightforward. I'm going to tell you that I take an offense to some of the comments that are made, some of the things we've worked hard in the last year and a half to 2 years to come to the deal where we're going to have $48 million worth of downtown revitalization done, but we're catching people doing things, sending out things and saying things that makes it look like we're doing the things that are not supposed to be done. In the public eye, you have to do things in the right way. All of us sitting up here have the integrity to do that. Even though that some people put things on Facebook or rant and rave that doesn't even come near what we're doing up here. Making comments that we're taking old people's houses, tearing them down, and getting paid money on the side. All we're doing here with the citizens that came to the meetings and participated with us as a joint group to do this stuff for the city. It's been coming for a long time. 40 years we haven't done anything in this place, and we're trying to do it. So if you got questions, feel free to call City Hall. Come up here and see, and this staff will show you anything that you want to see pertaining to the downtown revitalization. In reality, there's not going to be many people's houses bought unless they want to sell them. That's their business. We're not out to buy people's house or land. What we're trying to do is revitalize the town and put streets in, put a trail in, redo beautification of the sidewalks and the roads. So that's what the point of interest is, and bring the sewer down from up on 8E Mims Road down to downtown, where the downtown will have sewer. And I will make a quick comment, and you might not like to hear it, but we have people in the area and in the town that feel like, and just because the city wants to do this revitalization, if the property was $100,000, they want $500,000. So here we are trying to do what's right for the city. Then you take people that lead into the thing where we put a stop to what we're trying to do because they're asking 5 times what the property's worth. And we're not trying to take anything, but everybody's trying to take it from the city. And believe me, folks, this city money is yours. So what we're trying to do is be a good management and run the city like it's supposed to be. So if you hear this kind of comments or see this kind of comments, feel free to come to City Hall, ask for the city manager or assistant city manager, or ask for Al Butler or Mike Rumor. We're going to do what's right for the city, and that's what we're supposed to do. But people have to understand, we've already had people that want, like I said, 5 times what the value of the property is if they wanted to sell it. We've had developers come in here wanting to bring in and develop this town, but they can't do it because all of a sudden everybody wants too much money for the property. But they say they want to help the city develop. That's not true. So we're going to keep doing what we're supposed to do, and let's hope everybody learns and comes up here and visits the city and to see what we're going to do. But we're also going to run the meet and bring some more people, citizens in, to see what we're doing. All right. Thank you very much. Meeting adjourned.